What up, New York Giant Nation? It is your boy, Mac the Giants fan, coming back at y'all with the Week 3 edition of the True Blue
You
Aftermath.
want to be great, you got to work at it, right?
I'm on one today. It's a great day to be great, bro. Remember that. It's a great day to be great. Let's go out here. Let's get a win. Let's focus on the details, man.
Well, there go Week 3 in the books, New York Giant Nation, man. And this one wasn't a good one for the New York Giants, man. We came up a little bit short this week. It just wasn't in the cards. It didn't work out. You know what I mean? We couldn't get that 3-0 start, but, it's okay. We still sitting at 2-1. We not sitting in a horrible spot. The division is still wide open. It don't matter how good the Philadelphia Eagles is looking, no matter what. You know what I mean? Right now, that's not neither here nor there. We can control what the hell we can control. And right now, we still sitting at 2-1. We're not in a horrible spot. But this week, once again, man, it's just can't seem to get it going all together on offense. This week, I think that had a lot more to do with just the absolute tremendous defense effort from the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I gotta call it like I see it. It is what it is, man. But it's just it was another anemic offensive performance. Daniel Jones, I'm gonna tell you straight up though, this kid took a beating tonight. What's going on, Jaden? Thanks for stopping in, my brother. Yeah, he took a beating tonight, man. And I hope I don't be on Twitter. What's going on, Briscoe, man? Thanks for stopping in, man. Congratulations on your boys getting that dub, man. But yeah, Daniel Jones, man, he ain't play horrible tonight, man. He was all right, man. He did. That was good, Zion. I can't even hate on him, man. I hope all week on social media people ain't gonna be trashing this kid. You know what I mean? I'm still not a believer. I think he's shell shocked and I think he is just about done. I honestly just don't see it working out here in New York. At least maybe he can move on somewhere else next year and get his career back on track. But at the same time, this kid hung in there tough tonight, man, against a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous Dallas Cowboy pass rush. I mean, he took a beating, man, and he kept getting back up and he kept fighting. He made a lot of solid plays with his legs. And he was trying to make some plays with his arms, man. He was trying to, man. But that O-line, yeah. The O-line was trash tonight, man. Absolute trash, except for number 78. Andrew Thomas, man. That dude's looking like an all-pro left tackle right now, man. I just wish we just need the other four guys to get where he's at, get to where he's at, man. Because right now it's a wash, man. Andrew Thomas doing his job at the left tackle spot, man. But everybody else, man, Evan Neal, you're a rookie, bro. So I'm not going, rookie going up against some top-notch pass rushers, man. But they took you to school tonight, bro. Took you straight to school, Evan Neal. I mean, it was bad. It was rough. That was not good tape. You are not going to enjoy in the time in the film room this week watching the tape of this game, Evan Neal. It was a rough night for you, young man. But it can only get better. And then another thing I want to say, man, just want to say shout out to Sterling Shepard, man. I think this is it, man. This has got to be the end, man. It's got to be the end for my guy, Sterling Shepard, man. It's unfortunate, bro, but the injuries they have piled on. You got to think about your long-term health, man. And you just keep getting devastating injury. And this injury looked bad because it was a no-contact injury. Nobody was even near you. And I'm thinking it's safe to assume, I'm not a doctor, but looked like one of them season enders. You know what I mean? So I think it's just time, Sterling Shepard, bro. Thank you for your service, brother. Been a loyal New York Giant, man. You've been here for all of these bad years, bro. You got to enjoy your rookie season. Played one playoff game. Unfortunately, man, but I just can't see him playing any more football games for the New York Giants. It looked pretty bad. That injury looked bad. Now, I don't know. I think it was more down in his heels, Zion. I think it was like possibly his Achilles again, man. It kind of like he grabbed down there immediately. As soon as it happened, he grabbed down towards his Achilles. So, I don't know, man. I want to thank everybody that's out here. My boy Louis Briscoe, man. That's my guy, man. Back in the day, man, from school. football, Wilmington High, bro. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Jaden, my guy Warren, man. Appreciate you, bro. Y'all all these Cowboy fans coming to the stream tonight. But yeah, Zion, thanks for stopping in, my fellow horseman, man. Zion. But yeah, it's a tough night, man. And I really feel bad. I feel like Daniel Jones put forth like a legit effort tonight to try to help lead us to a victory, man. He played tough, man. I can't say anything really bad about his performance per se, because this man was under like insane pressure. They said he was pressured like 21 times. And you think about put his career in perspective, that's the most ever in his career. And that turnover late on that last pass, I'm not really counting that one. That was just receiver slipping coming out the break. It is what it is, man. And I'm not gonna hold that interception against Daniel Jones in that situation. Just can't do it. The kid played well. He probably played his best game. In a sense. He looked pretty competent in most of the way through. It's just that he wasn't getting a lot of help, man. Between the offensive line, doing a horrible job. Between his wide receivers, not being able to get open. Yeah, it was a rough night, man. Rough night again for the offense. Defense. Probably your weakest performance thus far. Yeah, probably your weakest performance thus far. What's going on, Rick? Thanks for stopping in, bro. It did hurt, bro. It definitely hurt me too, man. This one was painful. Really need to make people believers, man, tonight, and we failed at that mission, man. But this defense, I'm gonna let you know right now, and I'm not gonna hold it back. We've been waiting for Kayvon Thibodeau. We've been waiting for Azeez Ojulari. Guess what? We still waiting. Because I ain't see shit tonight. I ain't see nothing. And I'm sorry, fellas, but I just didn't. Barely even knew you was out there. Your presence was not felt. It just wasn't. O'Shane Ximines was making more of an impact the first couple of weeks than what you guys did tonight. Against what's supposed to be a really, really bad Dallas Cowboy offensive line. But yet, when it was time for them to wrap this game up, they were able to put their hands in the dirt and run the ball down our throat. We go down there and score a touchdown. Saquon Barkley scores that big touchdown. What we do on defense on the very next possession? Let them go right downfield. Answer right back. So yeah, defense, this was definitely your worst performance thus far in this young season. Wasn't a great one. Cooper Rush was somewhat having his way. But that was because the run game was able to get going for him and made it look easy for him. I agree, man. I think Wink got a little too cute, got a little too aggressive this week, and it didn't work out. He was getting burned, constantly getting burned by the same shit, basically. So I agree. Yeah, like I said, we're still waiting on them because tonight their presence wasn't felt at all. And at this point, I wouldn't even be mad at that. His body language says it all, in my opinion. I don't know if you saw him on the sideline. At that one point, they had the camera on him on the sideline. His body language says it all. He don't want to be a part of this. He don't want to be a part of this. His effort on the field is weak. It's weak. So he can take his $72 million that he stole from us and go ahead somewhere and go run off in the sun because I'm done with that cat. Last week I stopped saying his name. This week I'm stopped saying his number. I don't even want to recognize the cat at all. I'm over it. Over that experiment. What's going on, Crack? It's my boy Joe. What it do, man? Tonight you ain't have time to see no fly patterns, bro. He ain't had time to throw the fly patterns tonight. He hung in there tough. I know I'm one of his toughest critics, But at the same time, I can admit that he hung in there tough tonight, and he's not the reason for this L. He's not. He ain't the reason for the L. He couldn't do enough to get us the victory, but he ain't the reason we lost this football game. He hung in there tough, and he played a tough game. He got knocked around all night, so I can't knock him for that. He was hanging in there doing the best he could do with what he was up against. What's going on, Coach Dante, man? Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you, man. It's good, Miz. Texted you the link if you wanted to come on and say something, Miz. But he said KG ain't steal the bag Gettleman gave it to him. You're right, he did. But KG came in here making a lot of promises too that he's yet to live up to. So yeah, I was just talking about Sterling Shepard Reek. It's a shame, man. I think he's got to hang it up, man. I think you got to think about his long-term health, his life. He's a young man in life. He's made a lot of money in this game over the course of his career so far, man. And just got to move on to something else, man, because this ain't for him. Man gets injured every single year, and it's always bad injuries, devastating ones. And this one, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but he looks like he's going to be out for the season. Yeah, I got you, Miz. But he's going to be out for the season, man. So, because nobody was even near him when he got hit. That was just a total non-contact injury. Something just popped. Literally just popped on him. So, I don't know. Really don't know what to say, man. It's unfortunate, man. He's been one of my favorite Giants over the course of the last few years. But in the end, that's the worst part too. It was on the last damn play of the game. The last play. Daniel Jones got pressured 22 times tonight. It was a rough night for the offensive line. He hung in the pocket as long as he could. Jones is a tough man. I got to give him credit. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't. Like I said, I'm still not a believer in him, but I can't take the credit from him for his efforts tonight. He made a strong effort. He did the best he could do. And that's all you can ask, man. Can't ask for much more than what he gave us. If only that was true, man. That man went down. He couldn't even walk off the field on his own. They had to bring the cart out for him on the last fucking play of the game. All right, bring Miz in.
Cart. Hey, what's
up, guys? What's going on, Miz?
I'm good, Knock. How are you?
I'm tough loss, man. I hate the loss. No matter what the circumstances is, the loss always gonna have me in a, kind of shitty mood, man. Just is what it is. But
well, I try to look at it this way. The Giants gave a fight, which we haven't seen in years. The Giants, what's up, Z? What's up, everybody? The Giants is not on that level quite yet, which we all knew mentally, but our hearts wanted to believe something else, right? Okay, that's fine. So, but the Giants put up a fight tonight. They showed you some good, strong stuff. And I'm trying to be positive on it. Yeah, I wanted to win the game, of course. When we was up 13-6, I thought we were going to win the game. But you know what?
Gotta give him credit, man.
Yeah, and you got to see, like, the Giants need to go get themselves a number one wide receiver. We have a problem with the receiving room, obviously. We all know that.
Oh my God. That's my problem. Is like you have nobody that's going to threaten the defense. I mean, yeah, great. Richie James made some good catches, and I like him, but he shouldn't be our number one. You know what I mean? I mean, Shepard, I feel bad for the guy. MetLife Stadium turf, did it again, gets another person. They got somebody on the Cowboys as well. I think got Marcus Lawrence.
Mac, there's one person I blame for this loss. You know who it is, Mac?
Who's that?
The only one of us who didn't believe we were going to win this game, the Miz. With that negative energy, man.
But we need help offensively. And
We need a lot of help offensively, man. Like I said, Evan Neal.
Miz was right, man.
All right, Evan Neal. People are getting mad at Evan Neal, but Evan Neal's only playing in his third game in the NFL.
He got schooled today, boy.
I get it, but he had a rough day at the office today. It was
he had a
very rough day at the office.
Yeah, but they didn't give him much help. They left him on an island like most of the night, and I'm like, yo,
there was no blitz today, man. I didn't see one safety coming in for a blitz.
That's because they blocked it up well. Are you talking about offensively, or are you talking about the Cowboys?
I'm talking about like
the Giants defense.
Like we were playing this.
Yeah, they were picking them up good, man. Zeke was in there doing a really good job.
Why did Cooper Rush lofting balls up? That pissed me off.
You got to give hats off to Cooper Rush, man. I said we had to watch out for this defense. People laughed at me. People on other streams told me this defense was nothing. They only had Micah Parsons. Well, guess what? They got a big time defense.
Yeah,
that big time defense did exactly what we spoke about. And I had this conversation with Miz. I said, Miz, man, I ain't worried about our defense. I said, I'm worried about their defense. And we had a whole conversation about 3 hours prior to the game about the same scenario happening, And yeah, man, Dallas is back in the race. They're back in the race.
Speaking of Michael Parsons, did y'all see a couple of times Andrew Thomas he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year.
He's all pro, man. He's all pro,
man. I don't know if you noticed it. It was times he was absolutely handling business on the left
side.
Stonewall,
I think Evan Neal will get there too. It's only his third.
Yeah, he will.
You know what's funny though? It's being masked because of how bad the line is, right? Like we should be putting Andrew Thomas up there every week. He should be talked about every week. And every time I listen to a pregame show, they talk about the Giants and they quickly gloss over Andrew Thomas. Oh, Andrew Thomas is a tackle. Like this guy needs his praise. And not for nothing, I hate to say this, Dave Gettleman drafted him. Okay, so we got to give that credit where credit is due. That was a gem. He was laughed at too because they're like, "Oh, why are you picking the safe pick?" And it turns out that he was a genius on that night because he's arguably the best tackle of that class right now.
Right.
You got the last laugh.
I mean, I think
I can't even be mad at the quarterback tonight. I mean, he did his job, but it's funny because I thought of something before we came on. Every time Jones is the leading rusher for the Giants, they lose football games. And I don't know if that's because teams want him to be the leading rusher instead of Barkley, but ever since he was leading rusher in games, they don't win, and it's crazy. It's like
no, but forget about that for a second. You gotta admit, if you look at the runs that Jones made tonight, they were like different than his entire career. They were like runs that weren't like these RPOs. It was like he dropped back. He knew he wasn't gonna have the time. He saw the hole and he fucking went.
The scramble
the receivers couldn't get open, man.
Well, the thing is, the scrambling and design he works well at. It's the RPO shit and that stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's decisive when you're saying drop back, plant, and go. He's good. But his running kept us in the game. There are some passes, he had that I wish he had back, but they don't threaten downfield, man. They do not threaten downfield.
They had a stat. They said we've had one in the 3 games we played this year. We've had one pass play that went more than 25 yards. That's disgusting.
That was the one to Shepard. Touchdown.
And now that's it. It's like Shepard made his appearance for the season. Bye-bye now. I hate to laugh at the guy, but that's
people gotta accept that Shepard's career is over.
He's done. He's done with the Giants.
Hey guys, tell me
he needs to be done. Period. He needs to be done. Period with anybody.
The difference between this coaching staff and the previous one was the previous one. They wanted to play safe, and I think Dayball, he would love to go deep, but he's like, I can't. Right.
I agree with you.
Today, bro.
I agree with you.
He couldn't.
But you know what?
Today. Jones would have got killed if they tried to.
Well, that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is.
Been turning the ball over too.
Right. I think that's what they know. I think this is the problem they have right now is the quarterback they're a little worried about when he drops back deep after 7 drops. Plus, he's under siege after 3-step drops. Right. This offensive line is not fixed the way we thought it is. It's getting worse as we go, but it's only going to be worse. Like, yeah, we're going to get a reprieve against the Bears, but the Bears are the same record as us, so I'm not taking them lightly. And then you play
freaking out about the offensive line as much. I think Evan Neal will play better. I just think the receivers.
Well, the interior is what I'm worried. The interior is what I'm worried about. The run blocking is okay.
What's the over under going to be for us against the Bears next week? Like fucking 15 points. Like, what the hell, yeah? You're talking about
I'm telling you, they're
absolutely disgusting offenses next
We
week.
better.
Oh my God, it's going to be -3, Mac. It's
If you're listening, if Kayvon or Aziz don't come up with a sack, then they're not getting a sack the whole season against the Bears. You have to get a sack against the Bears.
Well, you know what's funny is if we can lose to Cooper Rush, who everyone laughed at and told me that like is a bum, and basically outplayed our quarterback in terms of what he did. It's a fact. But here we are. We can lose to Justin Fields. He only needs to have he only needs to have a couple rushing games and a few throws. Like he doesn't need much to win with this offensive line.
So who'd they play last week? He had 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but if Jones plays the way he did tonight, he's gonna have a lot more time against the Bears.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And also, I would fucking think that Tony better be on fucking he better be up on his toes and he better be playing this week.
Someone shoot him.
Well, where's Slayton? Where's Slayton? Like the guy, did he not dress tonight?
Slayton was on the field. He was on the field he was blocking on that big Barkley touchdown run. I saw him on the field blocking on that.
That's it. One play. You don't throw this guy deep at all.
It's the only time I saw him on the field. I don't know.
Hey, I bet.
I didn't know someone.
You're gonna see a lot of Slayton. I think starting next week because Shepard's done, and I think they are. I think they're finished with Golladay. It looks like.
Do we just straight up leave him inactive, healthy scratch? Because at this point, I'm at the point where, like I said, his body language is saying it all. This guy does not want to be. He is checked completely out. He does not want to be here.
Can we bring up Jalen Smith too? Like our middle linebacker is doing nothing, man. Micah McFadden missing tackles left and right. I'm like, yo, Jalen Smith makes that tackle. Why didn't you activate him? You activated another D lineman, which he got some pressure here and there, but we miss Leo.
You're playing next week. I think he probably wasn't ready.
Dude, I mean, Tay Crowder didn't do much in this game either. Like, where was he?
Tay Crowder was nowhere to be found in this game.
Hey, Dorian Xavier.
They didn't get any pressure on this quarterback, yo.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what was problematic for me. The fact that we couldn't get pressure on Cooper Rush.
First game
he
back.
was locking balls up.
People are not realistic, man. People want things that are just not like realistic. Like, okay, Thibs' first time touching an NFL field. I mean, you got to give him a chance.
But we got abused in the run game. Leo Williams is the defensive tackle that makes the defense go, because they were just gashing us in the middle, pound, and then that was it. They got a couple runs and loosened us up with the deep ball. We need some tight ends too, man. Like I like Bellinger, but we need to get a little bit more involved. Get more involved. Like we need a lot, man. That's why I want to believe this team. But there's so many holes that against better teams might get exposed. Like I'm looking at that Green Bay defense and I'm like, oh my God, we got to play them in 2 weeks. Like, ugh.
They miss Leo tonight, big time. Leo big time.
And they're going to get their quarterback killed, man. I'm sorry. That guy's going to get killed. Like, he's not going to make it through the year if that's what he has to do, run for his life the entire year. You know me. I'm not a Daniel Jones fan. And, this game I was impressed by, but I still don't think, he's going to be here after this year the way that they're playing it out right now. Nah. But you're going to get this kid killed. I felt bad for Daniel because he was under siege.
He was going to get killed tonight. I literally thought he was. I thought he was going to get injured tonight. The way
you guys saw his head snapping back.
Oh my God, yes. He was beat up though. He was getting up slow. I was like, yo, Daniel, that's all you need now to ruin your solid performance, right? Just be fucking injured and that's it. He gets injured, he's done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's done. He misses 2 or 3 games. His career as a Giant is over. Stamp done.
Yeah, but they don't help him. Okay, Barkley dropped an early in the game
ball over the
middle that would have gave him about 30, 35 yards. Okay, they dropped the ball. They got lucky there was a penalty, so they got the first down anyway. Okay, never mind. Shepard dropped 3 balls. One of them was a crossing route. The ball wasn't perfectly thrown, but he should have caught it. He would have had a first down. Then he dropped the ball down the field. And then Golladay dropped the biggest fucking ball of the game.
Yeah, that was the game right there. But it was just it had to be him though, right? It had to be him.
I bet you the game also would have been different if they didn't call that stupid offensive pass interference.
That offensive pass interference was terrible.
I bet you we would have won the game
Oh, you know what? The Cowboys also, like, we could have said, well, what if CD Lamb catches that pass?
True.
You know what I'm saying? In the first quarter, in the first half.
That's the difference.
Right.
CD sucks.
Right now I take him on our team right now, over Kenny Galladay. And I'm sorry, Mac. I know you try to give Galladay a chance, but I think it's over. What he said in the media,
brother, that chance is over.
You can't say that.
I was backing him up all week, but I'm done with him after tonight. I mean, where the fuck was he? I didn't even see him. I don't see his name.
He played. The only play we remember him is from the drop. You know what I'm saying? Like David Sills, I love the story, but he's not an NFL receiver. I'm sorry. Richie James is a solid number four. Solid number four. He's keeping us afloat, but again, he's not the guy, right? And then Shepard. Oh God, I feel bad. Longest tenured Giant, probably it. This is probably it. I don't think you bring him back.
He's done for this. He's done for the season. When a guy goes down the way he goes down the way he did,
he went off on a cart, man.
He's done for the season. It's
too many.
He's got one of those
injuries
injuries
like that. Too many injuries.
It did get confirmed as a left knee.
We all know about this turf. We all know.
This is
back in Big Blue.
But they were talking to receivers. Not now more than ever. You're probably going to see somebody brought in. If they don't trust the guy, I would be pretty sure they're going to activate CJ Board. I hate to say that, but that's probably what they'll do right now, unless a free agent falls to them. But it just seems like, to me, like, this is getting bleaker and bleaker with nobody with a cape is walking in here saving us. Especially, I like Odell, but if we're not fighting for the playoff, let's say we're not in the playoff mix, right? And a team like Kansas City goes, you know what? We need you, Odell. We'll give you this money.
Well, I know who they're gonna go get. It might be this week. I know who they're going to get. That guy Fuller.
Oh,
Will Fuller.
They're going to go after Fuller. I was reading about it a week and a half ago.
That's a good move, though. That's a good move. I would like that.
Because Shepard clearly gets a lot. Daniel Jones looks for Shepard a lot in these games, and now he's going to be obviously without him. So
put a 3 on somebody else. Put a 3 on Richie James or something like that.
There's still
hope, what we need.
There's still hope. We got Wandale.
Not for nothing.
And Kadarius.
I'm sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
No, we have hope. There's a little hope. Kadarius could come back. I think Wandale will come back and he'll be good.
Yeah, but
I hope.
Even though people don't really love him, he has some problems with his game. Daniel Jones, all this and that. He does not get any fucking breaks, bro. Now he loses Shepard, his go-to guy. Again.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate. But Miz, that's the unfortunate part about the situation that he's in. Because you can string it along all we want, right? And do this.
Logan.
But at the end of the day, they're gonna, you're gonna want to rebuild the house anew with new parts, new pieces, new everything, right? So it's kind of like, as much as I like that he did a yeoman's effort in this game and he played his heart out again, but again, I think he had under 200 yards passing. Might have just eclipsed it at the end of the game right there.
No, he had 196 yards.
But man, the routes they were.
How many rushing yards he had?
He had
about 80 yards. That's good.
79. Yeah, 79 rushing yards.
You got to add that in there. You can't take that away.
I'm not, but it's just
have a good passing game, man.
This fucking guy Galladay should jump off a bridge.
What are they doing with Barkley? How come they're not sending him deep, yo? How come not sending him deep? I heard wheel routes all fucking camp, and now I don't see a damn wheel route out of the backfield, right? And why is Matt Breida in certain plays getting run over by Cowboy linebackers, yo? Dude's 195 pounds getting straight run over by DeMarcus Lawrence and company. Man, Dallas just reignited their season. It's going to be a foot race to the end, fellas. We're going to be in it. Buckle up.
I had people telling me last week on the streams, not to mention any names, but people were telling me, I'm telling them Dallas defense is serious. They're telling me no, it's not.
Oh, we can mention it. We can mention it on the streams. We know we was there.
It's all right.
I said
I listened to that stream that night. I remember that night.
Turn it off.
Dallas don't have no defense. Dallas.
No, Miz. They had one guy on the defense and they only had one move. Yeah, one move. Meanwhile, DeMarcus Lawrence had 3 sacks. Dante Fowler had a sack. Hell, the water boy at this point had a sack. They were, you should put Daniel Jones on a poster because he got mugged tonight. Okay, he got absolutely mugged. If there's a New York City mugging, you could put the Dallas defense as the number one suspect.
What's going on, Nate?
Because he just. Every play he got, God. And Evan Neal's gonna have some good teachable tape, bro. Good teachable tape.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about.
Listen, don't get down on Neal. He'll get better.
Nice.
I'm not. No. Nobody's mad about Neal. Nobody's mad about Neal. I'm just saying we expected this, but man, did he get a
rookie?
A welcome to the NFL moment,
bro. We need a real center. We've been saying this for 2-3 years.
Oh my God, I told you that. I told you, John Feliciano ain't great, man. Everyone's like, oh, Hall of Fame, blah blah blah. Give me a break. The guy's playing on one leg right now. And watch him. He's hobbling around.
With you, Jason. We all agree with you, Jason. Shot
play.
play.
The Giants can go out and get a receiver. If the Giants can go out and get a receiver, like I said, maybe Fuller, and they could bring Slayton back into the lineup, I can see where Galladay doesn't make it to next week.
Well, I heard they're going to trade him. I mean, if the trade is true that they're talking about Green Bay or whatever it is, I doubt it. And we have to eat half the money. I just do it at this point. Give me a bag of balls or a fucking pair of socks at this point.
They don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. They could just tell Galladay, listen, we're going to pay you the rest of the year to stay fucking home in your living room. We don't want you here, and then you don't have to lose a lot of money.
I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money. You're not losing the money.
Because it takes away from our salary cap next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
No, yes, but at the end, it doesn't matter if you cut him, you're losing the money, or if you trade him, you're losing the money, right? Either way, you lose the money. It's not like you're paying him $72 million. You're still going to lose your money because you're going to cut him next year.
We already lost the damn money. Just by signing the contract. We're
you know what this is, Mac? Mac? We passed our 30-day limit to return the item, right? So now we're stuck with the item. We're getting store credit right now, right? So that's basically what we're going to get for Kenny Galladay is either nothing or store credit.
If you cut him after the season's over, we get back like $19 million for next year. That's the whole key.
I don't think, but Miz, we're still going to get that money in a trade. We're just going to eat the hit right now because right now we still have to pay his salary. Regardless, we cut him, his salary is guaranteed. So what's going to happen is we have to pay that salary and then a portion of whatever else, and then they'll take on the contract which is left. So that basically it'll be like a 1-year deal for whatever team gets him, but we still lose that money. So I mean, I would pay him to stay home right now too. But if I can get a 5th-round pick for him or a pair of socks, at this point, I'll take a pair of socks. It's getting cold in the wintertime. My feet are going to need to be warm. So you can just mail them to my house, John Mara. The socks, Kenny Galladay. I wear a size 12, so you can send me the socks. Do you need me to drive him to the airport? Do you need me to drive to the airport?
Green Bay wants to give us a 5th-round pick, like they were saying today. Green Bay, then go ahead and do it.
I will drive him to the airport.
I'll take anything at this point for him.
Yeah, he sucks, bro. Because I tell you, I just want him out of here. I'm looking at his face when he dropped that ball today. It made me really fucking angry because that catch makes a difference in the game. He dropped the ball.
Well, that's a big moment.
He didn't even look angry about it, man. That shit just pissed the shit out.
That's what I'm saying. And our quarterback, I like him, but I like that fire too. He needs to get up in Galladay's face and be like, yo, man, either get on the team or get off the. Pat Mahomes would not let that happen. He would be yelling at that guy like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, go up to Jones is now. If you want me to believe Jones is the leader of this team, he needs to go up to Dable right now and tell him, listen, I do well with James, like this player, and this player. If Galladay's not going to play, get him off the team. I'm the quarterback. I know how this is going to go. Let's make moves. Because right now, I'm tired of the excuses for Galladay. Get him off the team. He's holding us back. Right now, it's Barkley versus the world.
And Jones.
No, Barkley versus the world.
Jones played a hell of a game. I can't take it away from him.
Hey, Mac, Logan brought up a good point. I can't tell which is the worst contract, Nate Solder or Kenny Galladay. They both suck.
Yeah, they're both.
I mean,
Dave Gettleman outdid himself.
Yeah, but everybody's getting too down off of one loss where we actually played a real hard fought game. Because if the Giants come out and beat the fucking Bears next week 24-10, everybody's gonna be back on that happy wagon again.
Miz, you and I had to
go 6-0.
Yeah, Miz and I called it. We said, "Yo, this is the game that it just feels like the Giants are going to lose this game just by sheer happenstance." And I picked it in my pick segment. Not that I'm toting myself because I want that. I don't care. I want to win the fucking football game. At the end of the day, this is the one I thought they were going to do. Now you go, you regroup, you figure it out, and you play a team that, is a 50-50 game. You should probably beat the Bears. Now, again, should, would, could, will they? I don't know. But if they play offensively like they played today, because right now, Dallas, I will give them credit. They did an in-game adjustment. They started to put a spy on Daniel Jones towards the end of the game, which put Jones back in the pocket. And as you saw in the fourth quarter, it kind of helped them out because, he was doing boneheaded things like the intentional grounding. Just take the sack, Daniel. At that point, just take the sack. Don't just throw it like that. Because if I've seen Dave Brown do that. And Dave Brown did that once, and they ruled it a fumble and went the other way. So he's got to be careful like that. That was a dumb play at the end of the game.
It was, but in his defense, I think at that point he's just, I don't know. It's the situation. He's not trying to lose yards for the field goal. He's just trying to hope.
Yeah, but you lost yards because intentional grounding. You lost the down and the 15 yards.
Did, but I kind of get his mentality in a sense there. Whereas it's like, kind of almost like feeling like desperate in that moment, you know what I mean? So
I don't know, man. I just think you're already in the grass. There's nothing good can come of this. Just eat the sack.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
Because at the end of the day, you don't lose the 15 yards. You're still in field goal range because they still kick the field goal even after the intentional grounding. So if that, because you got to think of it like this. That's a microcosm of a play that may happen later, right? So if he's 5 yards back. And he does that same thing again, and the kicks us out of field goal range, that'll be a bigger play. But because it didn't, we're not talking about it like that. But that's the type of play that, you can't – that's something you just can't have. Just take the sack at that point, live to play another day, and you're good to go. I'm
telling you, I got a feeling. I just feel – when I get a feeling, I'm usually right, man. That Galladay dropped that fucking ball on purpose because he don't want to be here no more. I'm telling you.
On purpose?
I don't think so.
I think he just dropped that ball.
So.
He could have caught that.
I don't know if about the purpose part. I would like to give him. The guy done pissed me off the last couple of weeks totally to the point where I'm done with him. But I don't think he dropped it on purpose. He just sucks right now. And
I don't think that's fair because if you're trying to get traded, right, I would not want to drop a pass, because the more I get, the more alluring it is, the easier it is to leave. Now his play is a reflection of his body language. Now, if you want to say maybe he's mentally not all there and his concentration wasn't there, and that is a reason for his drop, okay, I'll buy that. But on purpose, I don't think so.
How can you say what you say to the media, what he said, and then go out and play like that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They should get rid of him this week. They should try to get rid of him because
how about this? My man right here talking about Winks, the defense on crucial plays. Like I said, I commented on this earlier before y'all came on. The fact that we go down there, get the big touchdown, Saquon Barkley, and let the Cowboys just march right back downfield and answer that touchdown right back.
Yeah, but
it was nothing. It was nothing.
But I get it. We had all our horses there -1, right? And Leo Williams, and that was probably the difference in the game is that play. But we expected some defenses like this. We expected a quarterback to figure us out because Wink Martindale does these things. Is it unfortunate? Yes, we're not playing Baker Mayfield every week, right? We're not playing, lesser competition, and especially with Cooper Rush, who, by the way, I hate it. He played a good game. I got to give the kid credit. Like he didn't put the ball in harm's way.
No, he's not. People underestimate him. They think because he's a backup, he's not good. This guy's fucking good, man. He beat Cincinnati. He beat the Giants. He played two good games, man.
Miz, watch when he actually faces a team that gets after him. He'll look like crap.
But he made the plays when they need to make them. I mean, I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback.
There was that one play. Dexter Lawrence put his helmet in his chest, and Cooper Rush still completed that pass down.
Right, exactly. Right. Like there were some throws there that were big time throws that he made. Like, listen, I can't Is he great? No. Is there a quarterback controversy brewing in Dallas? I sure hope so. It'd be a lot of fun to watch. It'd be a lot of fun to watch with Jerry Jones going, I want my red rifle playing quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's fun to think about that. All I'm thinking about, though, is how everyone told me all week, and Miz in the same thing. Me and Miz, for the first time, want to agree about something. We were like, yo, this feels kind of different, right? Well, yes, it's a big game. It was a huge game. I love the atmosphere. I love the way we played. We lack experience. I think that's what cost us a little bit. And of course, our offensive line is caca right now. And our defense, I think the young guys got taken advantage of. And we have no linebackers whatsoever. I mean, I'm sorry. Tate Crowder, I love you, man, but.
Hey, Miz, so no 11-6 this year or what?
Well, I never said 11-6. Some other people did. I told people on their stream last week that, they all came up with these Giants prediction scores, and I'm the only one who did not fucking go along with them. I didn't want to say, the Giants are losing, but I said, I'll be worried about this game. Everyone knows what that means.
He got that from me. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't get that from me.
I knew this was a dangerous game. I knew the Cowboys are good. We haven't beaten them in 4 damn years.
I knew they were good, but I didn't think Cooper Rush would play this well. Like, I thought, all right, we're going to put the ball in Arm's way. I thought the defense would force a turnover. No turnovers. Clean game by the Cowboys in that respect. Clean game by both teams, really.
I was going to say that interception at the end for Daniel Jones.
I don't want to hear anything about that. Man.
Yeah,
he was trying to make a
play. Cooper Rush is not a game manager, bro. Do you see the passes he made downfield? He is not a game manager. That man could throw accurately.
Well, look, I'm not gonna put his bust in Canton anytime soon, but he beat us right now, and it kind of goes to show that we can't just sit here and like we said. I'm not trying to bash other streams, but at the end of the day, when you need to look at the film and you need to watch, and what this guy did against the Bengals, who I thought was a better offensive team than us. And then he held that team to 17 points, and Rush went down and scored a field goal. I said, that's momentum. They saved their season. Their season was on the line against the Bengals, and they revived it. Then they came in here against a team that was 2-0, flying high, right? Fan base is talking 6-0, blah, 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 whatever it was. And they came in here and all day and the game could have been a lot worse than it was, but Cowboys shot themselves in the foot a lot. So did the Giants, but there were times where the Cowboys were you're like doing jump. You're like, what are you doing? Like, what? What I hate about these coaches sometimes? They make football hard. Like, what are you doing? It's 3rd and 1. Give it to your running back, They're fucking sitting here trying to do reverses and shit. I'm like, just give it to your big back.
No, Wink.
It's a shame to see Shepard go down, especially like the last play of the game and nobody touched him.
Yeah, he's
that's what the irony is. Literally the last play of the game, like it was the last meaningful down for the offense, and that shit happens. A non-contact injury.
But that was a microcosm of the night, though, right? It was just like I felt like our offense was undermanned, and at the end of the day, they got overwhelmed. That defense, I'm telling you, man, that's probably the best defense we'll see all year, because maybe the Eagles will be just as good, but they were friggin' amazing. And they went in halftime, and after the Giants scored, I thought, right, something's going to happen. They went back and they went on the sideline. They redid it up and they recalibrated, and they said, all right, we're back. We let them score their touchdown. Now let's go. And they went down there and they were aggressive. You know what was interesting is the 3-and-out when the Cowboys got the ball back. The Cowboys got the ball back from the Giants. The Giants got the ball in the 3rd quarter. They kick them a 3-and-out. The Cowboys immediately had a 3-and-out through 3 deep passes. And I'm like, oh, here we go, right? The Giants are back in the game. And I'm like, but I was a little intrigued. I'm like, oh, they threw it downfield, but they really didn't, he was off by a little bit, whatever. And all of a sudden, I feel like once that happened and they saw they can go deep on this team, it totally changed the complexion of the ball game.
Yeah, because we wasn't getting any pressure.
Right, because all of a sudden now they were like, we can actually get behind their corners. And what did they do in the third and fourth quarter? They just threw the ball deep, scored touchdowns quickly. Then they got the ball back and kind of tried to do a methodical, conservative approach, and they won the football game because they put their best unit on the field. With a minute to go in the game. What is McCarthy doing? First off, in these 2 minutes, I'm like, yo, you are like, coaching blunders, Joe. Like if you had lost this game, I would have fired you on the bus. I would have been like, listen, don't even bother getting on the plane. Here's money for an Uber. Take an Uber to Texas because you're not coming back. You can get your things, get in your office, and get the hell out of here.
Is it just me though?
We were gonna score before the half, and that terrible fucking call by the refs on Shepard.
That changed the game, man.
That's trying to even eye for Vegas right there. That's what they're trying to do.
Wait, but is it me? Am I making this up?
That call was so egregiously bad, though. That call was horrible.
Horrible.
Like, it wasn't even. I don't know how they can make that call. And that was, matter of fact, wasn't that Galladay's only catch? That would have been his only catch. Galladay caught that pass.
The football gods didn't want Galladay to catch the ball.
So they called the same thing. Week 1, they called the same. That was the second time this season they called the pick. I think it was week 1 against the Titans.
Yo, can someone tell me why Cordell Flott misses tackles? All I heard was how good that guy was, and all that guy was doing was missing tackles left and right.
He's a skinny dude, man. I don't know.
Listen, I said to people,
one of
you
his
got to make a
biggest
tackle.
things was that he was supposed to be one of those corners that's a plugger, come up in there and make the hits, but he's not. He hasn't been able to adapt that to the NFL.
I mean, he's throwing his arms out there, but like you got to wrap up, homie. This is the NFL. They run through your little arm tackles.
I think Wink. I just felt like Wink was playing it. I don't know. It just didn't feel like him tonight. It was weird. I didn't like it.
No, you couldn't.
Well, the thing is this: they lost their defensive tackle, who probably is a lot more effective than people think. I hope people start to appreciate Leo Williams a little more after this game, because everybody who hates on him or says that he's not good, look at what happened. Dexter Lawrence gets double teamed. Justin Ellis, sorry, you stink, bro. You know, and the one time they bring in who is that lineman they just got? The one time they bring him in, they run for a huge run. A guy comes in, plays guard, takes out Tay Crowder in the play. Like Tay Crowder was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna go play, patty cake over here," and he runs right by him for a big gain. Like this was a great game in terms of how we played intense wise. Like we have the right guys calling the shots because our team was prepared. We didn't look incompetent. We didn't really fold. They just were better talent team, and it showed on the field that they just had a few more talented players. And they didn't even use Gallup, right? They put Gallup on inactive. They're like, "Yeah, we don't need you. We got this."
All right. What
but
people don't say, people are saying like, you got this guy Joe in the chat, that we only score 16. You don't understand that we're playing against one of the elite defenses in football. I don't understand what people don't understand.
Well, our offense is not great to begin with, right? So I wasn't expecting more than 20 points in this game from the offense at any clip. It's just right now it's broken, the offense, because we have no. Why?
On my preview show, I picked us to score 31 points. Thinking it was going to have an offensive explosion.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't watch that preview show.
I went for it.
Well, you bet on black and you ended up red. Well, that's okay, Mac. I still love you. I'll still be on the show on Wednesday. I'm not going to hold it against you. But no, I think today showed what we need to realize is that we still have some flaws, that Dallas is really good. Like I know that Tampa Bay game, they didn't give up more points than 19 points, and that team was pretty potent that they were playing. If it wasn't for Dak Prescott and whatever he was doing on the field, like I think Miz said it best in our conversation. Like when Cooper Rush is in the game, there's a different calm about the game, right? He's not rushing it. He's kind of just looking, taking what the defense gives him, making the right read. I mean, name me a pass that he put in harm's way where you were like, "Oh man, that should have been a pick six." I mean, Jones had 2 or 3 of those passes that could have ended up the other way. The one to Shepard where it went through Diggs' hands, that was if Diggs catches that, he's up the sideline.
That's not Jones' fault.
What do you mean that's not Jones' fault? That was
goes through Shep's hands.
No, it went through Diggs' hands.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I thought you were talking.
It went through Diggs' hands into Shep's hands. That was a.
Yeah, it was just went right through his hands.
Like if that's a little lower or he squeezes that tighter, that's 6 up the thing. And Daniel's got to get out of the habit of doing that. He's been doing that every game where he's hanging a ball up there for somebody just to pluck out of the air. And somebody's going to cash in one day for those winning lotto numbers of that pick 6. They're just going to be like, "Oh, thank you," So.
But Joe, man, right quick though, I know you trying to hold
out some lasers tonight. I'll be honest. I never seen Joe throw that. I never seen Jones throw that fast of a fastball like he did tonight. He had some fastballs.
I mean, he just had to get rid of it tonight because the pressure was on his ass most of the time. Almost every time he dropped back. But Dable, man, look, you got to put this into perspective, man. Daniel Jones ain't Josh Allen, and this offensive line damn sure ain't the Buffalo Bills offensive line either. So you got to. Dable done came in here and is bringing at least a new attitude to this New York Giant team. Which
this ain't a quarterback. We know that.
It's one of the main reasons we all like how I feel about like the Kenny Galladay thing right now. He's not right for what's going on in this locker room now. We don't need something that rotten in here in this locker room right now. We got something. We building something good. You know what I mean? We don't need some Debbie Downer holding us back.
Some piece of poop.
That's what the fuck he is right now. You know what I mean? So I think you're being a little hard on Dable right now. Dable is doing a good job, I think, man. He's doing what he's doing best he can do with what he's working with, bro.
I'm about to throw this back real quick, Mac, at another stream, right? They use the word culture on a different show, right? That culture word. Well, blah, blah, blah. This is what culture looks like, okay? This is what a winning team looks like. This is what a football team competently looks like. Joe Judge sat there last year and stifled his own team because he wanted to grind it out and be this Belichickian thing. And this guy just wants to come in here and say, listen, let's just play football. Let's do the fundamentals. Let's execute the offense, play tackle football, and away we go, right? When can you say that we looked this good last year, even in a loss? I mean, I shouldn't say good, but, Jones is
respectable. Like you said, we look like we belong in the NFL at least. Like I said, last year at times we didn't look like we even belonged in the NFL last year at times.
Don't remind me. Don't remind. We had Napoleon Dynamite as our quarterback at one point. You know what I mean? So, geez. And now we went from Napoleon Dynamite to what did Joe Buck call him at the beginning of the game? I think he called him Dexter Peabody. That's what Joe Buck called our quarterback to start a football game. Dexter Peabody. Let that sink in.
I think Miz is right, though. We're going to get that Kentucky quarterback.
Well, let's see how it plays out. That's the guy I think they love in the draft. Right now, Daniel is, still on. If you evaluate his performance, he's probably not coming back. Tonight, he had a yeoman's effort. He played well. He did enough. But hey, let's be honest. They're going to judge you by wins and losses, and that's how it's going to end up. If we don't end up in the playoffs, regardless of what's going on, and I know that there's a lot going against this kid, but at the end of the day, those are the cards that he was dealt, and that's the hand he has to play. And if it comes up where he's short and he doesn't hit 21, well, that's just fate, and you have to move on. I think it's too early to say any of that, right? We're still got to enjoy. You got to get over this loss here, but you have the Bears coming to town.
So we're not going 6-0.
Oh, wait.
We're not doing that.
Oh my God, we were supposed to go 6-0. God, man.
I don't know who thought we was going 6-0.
No, I roll. We all know who wanted to go 6-0. Give me a break.
If I'm not mistaken, we got Green Bay week 5 and Baltimore week 6. I mean,
and Jacksonville. Let's not forget about that.
I could see us. I told them, I said 3-3 after 6. That's realistic.
That's what I think might happen, man.
We got it. Because the Bears.
We beat the Bears, then you go 3-3 after 6, and then you have a toss-up game with the new and improved Jaguars, who are going to give you a fight, right? Like Detroit's going to give you a fight this year. Jaguars are going to give you a fight this year. Hell, Houston may even give you a fight this year.
Detroit.
But I'm not sleeping on Detroit, man. I mean, they score fucking 28 points a game. That team.
Say that Detroit's offense is legit. They can put points on the board, and
they put we play Minnesota, who, granted is not great, but, the second half, and now Indianapolis won. See, now we're going to really start to see the NFL season really start to take flight here, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but it kind of felt weird this year. I felt like week 2 was really week 1, right? Because like the 17th game, so many upsets and anomalies were happening that teams started to come back to earth week 2, and now week 3, everything's starting to kind of shape out, and you're going to start to see some teams start to pull away and some teams keep in the middle, like Atlanta. They're building something down there with Drake London. I hope they get the Ritter kid in so they can see what they got. But Mariota's having them. They're winning. LA's, trying to keep pace in their division. The AFC West has fallen off completely. Like, what is happening over there, right? And now, the 49ers, who are supposed to be good with Jimmy G played terrible yesterday. I mean, people who wanted Jimmy G, good night, the lights, okay? That's over. Don't, I'd rather take the Daniel Jones I got today than the Jimmy G I saw yesterday.
Absolutely. That's what I've been trying to absolutely, like, that's what I was saying. Jimmy G is not an upgrade. That's not an upgrade.
I mean, everyone told me, last week the players were high-fiving him and slapping him on the ass. Yeah, he sucked. That's the reason why he wasn't on another team. They were like,
Jimmy G is the reason the Niners didn't get like 2 Super Bowls when their defense was absolutely dominant and their run game was unstoppable. Jimmy G is the reason they didn't get those
last
Super
night's
Bowls
game proved to you why you don't do Jimmy G. You're like, he's like one of those flavors of the month, right? You're like, ooh, he's kind of good, but I don't really want him on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he'll be a good backup in a couple of years. He'll be that guy that comes in on like the Browns or something. You're like, oh, he's still around. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Joe, man. I wouldn't exactly call 400 yards trash.
I know.
But
trash. That's trash. What are we?
That's the modern.
Yeah, I mean, my God, yeah.
He threw 400
He had one
yards
bad throw. He had. I don't know the entire game, but there was one critical play he missed, which you got to make that throw. I give it to him. He skipped it to the tight end, and you probably should have been a touchdown or at least a better throw there. But yeah, 400 yards. No, man, I would take 400 yards right now.
Adam, that one play that he missed, he's trash. He's the worst.
Come on, man. That guy's the best quarterback in the league.
Dude,
right now.
he's leading the NFL in yards and touchdowns and everything. Like they had one slip up, and by the way, they lost by like 2 points, 3 points. So it's not like they lost the game by a lot.
And that's trash. This
is what I mean. You got a Giant fan calling Josh Allen a trash. I mean, think about that. Come on now. That's
like we just lost a football game, right? We just lost. Did we not lose? Like. The best,
and that's what I was saying last week to other guys. The other guys in the stream. That's what I said. We as Giant fans should not use the word should. We should win this week. We should beat them by 2 touchdowns, and we should beat the Bears, and we should beat the Ravens. And if we could stop Green Bay's run, we should beat them too. Listen, man, we have been shit for almost a decade, so the word should doesn't exist to us yet. We haven't earned it. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
No, I agree with you. And I was telling people, and Mac knows, I said this was the game that scared me the most. And I went on that stream and said why, and they laughed me off the stream, saying I didn't know what I was talking about, blah blah blah. And here we are. I hate to be right. I hate to be Nostradamus on this day, but we lost. Okay, and why do we lose? Well, our quarterback kind of kept us in the game, but our offense was pretty putrid. Right. And our defense, who we all lauded over, didn't come through with the big stop when we needed to, like they did against the Panthers and like they did against Tennessee, who, by the way, didn't really get stopped by us, stopped themselves with a missed field goal and some stupid penalties. It's coming back down to earth. Right. Our team needs. I feel like I'm watching Pat Shurmur's offense all over again. At the beginning of the year. Like, it's like, what is going on here? And then the worst thing is, and this is why I feel bad for Daniel, and this is why I think he's not going to be here, is they keep taking players off the field. Next thing you know, they're going to trade Barkley and be like, here you go, you got Matt Breida. Good luck, kid. You know what I mean? Like, and then they're going to be like, oh, we took away his running back and we took away his offensive line. And, he does my accounting and my taxes. He's a good guy. So let's keep him here another year. You know what I mean? Like, no. If I'm Daniel, I want to get out too. Why would I want to stay here another year building this team up when getting my ass kicked day in and day out, having to deal with the media, listen to the fans? I mean, good for this kid for having a decent game tonight. Again, I still wish he threw over 200 yards. I can't take away the 80 yards rushing, but look it up. It's a straight
4
fact.
yards short.
Yards short. Every time he rushes as our leading rusher or has over a certain 50 yards, we don't win. We don't win. It's been in his history, and I'm sorry to say that because, today it showed an element of him that I like. I still don't want him to do that. I still think needs to pass. I think that's where we need to win the game in the pocket, because eventually, there was one run where Daniel looked extremely slow, somehow hit the corner, and like the I guess the linebacker slowed down thinking he was going to go out of bounds, and then he ran up the sideline for a first down. I was like, wow, got to give you credit on that play, kid.
That was later, Van Der Esch on that play.
Yeah, Van Der Esch. I don't want to hear about the Cowboys defense stuck anymore.
People don't like to admit it, but Dallas is a good football team, and this is what people are going to understand as the year goes on. Their defense is going to carry them until Dak gets healthy.
Maybe they don't. I mean,
it will.
Well, look, fellas,
listen,
man,
they don't have to win.
Final thoughts, man.
Game.
Got some final thoughts about that to wrap this up, because I got to go to work early in the morning. Y'all got any final thoughts? Before we wrap it up.
Final thoughts.
Defense against the Bears. We got to get to the quarterback against the Bears. That's what I'm thinking about the Bears. If we
somebody cut Galladay's hands off and give him a new pair of hands.
If we pressure Justin Fields, and I know we can, we'll win the game. So.
Well, the Giants, if they play with the intensity they play with tonight, they should beat the Bears. But again, this is the NFL, and anything can happen on any week.
Well,
so
I'm not taking anything for granted because they're the same record as us, right? So to me, I'm throwing records aside. 2 or 3 plays wins you a football game. Their defense has been pretty solid. It's not great defense, but our offensive line can't block a nosebleed right now. So.
And not to mention that running back they had yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw that dude. He was nice, man. He looked good.
Yeah, but they play the Texans. They play the Texans. I don't know, dude.
Well, the Texans been scrappy.
Well, listen,
so far
they
this
have been
year.
Scrappy.
Each week we play Aziz and Kayvon will get better, and they'll come on stronger each week. They're just coming off the injuries. They're just getting their feet wet. So
you talk about Kayvon like he's the second coming, Miz.
Yeah, but you're not going to see it the first game. You gotta let a guy have some time to grow and not in the NFL.
I want to see it. But you're right.
I still would have liked to see at least a little more pressure. I just didn't see anything.
Yeah.
No, Kayvon was a non-factor tonight.
Yeah, sad. But
it's not even that you didn't get sacks. I didn't even see any legit.
Well,
pressures,
Daboll said they were on a pitch count tonight, so
he tipped that he had that one tip pass, and that's the only play I remember seeing him make.
Hey, only up from here.
They'll get better, and then when you get Leo back in the middle, then they will really get better.
Yeah.
We'll
be all right.
I definitely agree with that. Leo is a big part of this defense.
Not 11-6, but we'll be all right.
11-6.
6-0. 6-0.
Yeah, fellas. I want to thank everybody, man, in the chat who came through, checked out the Aftermath. Thank you guys for coming through on the Aftermath, man. It was a rough one. New York Giants took an L. Still 2-1. Keep our heads up. Still better than people thought we was going to be at this point in the season. You know what I mean? We got a lot of football left to be played, and anything can happen. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But, yeah, y'all know what it is. Mac the Giants fan, man. Check me and my boy AC, Adam Costas, out Wednesday on The Real Deal. NFC East. Round up. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDA Giants fan.